I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble.
It's not in the stadium.
Yo, sis, this beat is poppin'.
Oh, so the road block me. Rolling, yeah? Oh, we're rolling. We've already obviously had bleeding half a podcast there.
yeah.
How are you though, Pac?
Very good.
We'll start off, because I've done this the third episode now. I'm talking to someone and I'm like, how are you? But anyways, for the cameras, how are you? What's the crack? How's your week been?
Week's been good, bro.
Yeah.
Training all week, eating clean. Doing family life. Life's been good, man.
Yeah.
I'm at peace at the moment, you know.
100%. Now, I'm looking forward to this combo, bro. Like I said to you earlier off camera, because like I said, this has been pending for a while, but I told you about this seasonal stuff, bro. But I'm going to stop it, man. I'm going to obviously just wrap this up just to get back into it and then be, it's a long overdue conversation. But you've been flat out with the pods, bro.
Yeah.
You've been flat out with the pods, up and back.
Yeah.
Told us about that, but people want to hear from the man, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, I've been doing a couple of podcasts around the place recently. Yeah. I'm just looking to, see, Dongo, I started off TikTok, obviously, about 6-7 months ago. We talked about that, and it was just like a thing, you know. I remember my brother, one of my uncles saying to me, man, you have a fucking great personality, jump on this. And obviously I know a lot of people around the area as well. Like, I'm pretty well known in Dublin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, it only kind of makes sense. And I've just jumped on TikTok being me, you know. And just now I've been just getting approached from people to jump on podcasts all of a sudden. I'm just kind of winging it, bro. It's not a major thing for me, just winging it, get my profile out there, get more well known. And now I'm setting a couple of plans in place, you know, making my own podcast. I've just announced today I'm going to start up my own podcast.
Yeah, class.
Yeah, man, and just doing life, bro, really, you know.
Grand. So let's just get this one out of the way, because obviously, like I told you earlier, my podcast is more like about, you know, getting to know the person behind, like, you know, the social media stuff like that, and I want to get to know you on a deeper level. Obviously, we've had John on before, which is your brother, but I'm one of these people, and I learned it from Talking Bollocks. They're brilliant. That is. I remember they had John Kavanagh on their podcast.
Yeah.
Didn't once mention McGregor.
Yeah.
It was all about him, and I was like, because obviously when I watch podcasts, I'm very meticulous. I'm not just watching it because the conversation or whatever. I'm looking at other hosts and how they're conducting the conversation, how they're starting the beginning, middle, end, and pressing on questions, pushbacks, all of that. So one thing I learned about that, and I said fair play to the boys, like, they didn't mention McGregor, it's about him, trying to learn about him. So I'm not trying to come in here and bleed and John this, John that, John. I know he's a big part of your life, but we've had John on. Hopefully we get him on again one day. But we're here to learn about Paco. But one thing I love, bro, about you, and you remind me so much of me, and this is why I have this fella. If you're wondering, what's Maradona doing chilling there, like said on the last episode.
I was going to ask you that.
Because yes, genius footballer, whatever, obviously won the World Cup with Argentina, but what I love about him is he doesn't give a fuck. Do you get me? He was mad, he was outspoken, man of the people, and I feel like I resonate a lot with him. Do you get me?
Absolutely,
and I see that in you as well. You don't give a bollock. So let me just, because I've had this running team, yeah. First of all, you live in Darndale, yeah?
I live in Darndale, yeah.
Well, you're always in Coolock.
Yes, so
yeah.
I live in Belcamp Lane, which is located about 10-second walk from Darndale. I lived actually in a house in Darndale for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I still class myself as Darndale because it's literally right next to it, yeah.
Yeah.
And Darndale is basically located in Coolock.
So Darndale's part of Coolock?
Yeah, Darndale.
So does Darndale, did they say no as well? Are they saying no as well?
They're all saying no. Nah, Darndale's in Coolock as well. Like, Coolock is not just, Coolock, there's a lot of areas within Coolock, you know?
Is that like, okay, so it might be like Tallaght and you have Brookfield, Kilnard and Fenwick. Is that like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like Darndale, Coolock, you'd have fucking, you'd have Belcamp, you'd have Darndale, you'd have, you know, fucking Riverside. There'd be a lot of areas, airfield surrounding Coolock, you know?
Yeah, so you can give me proper insight into this now, because what, like, Roy, I'm going to go off, obviously, what you got, not involved in, but, like, you gave your opinion, which was, obviously, I loved how you articulated it. It was brilliant, bro, how you articulated it and how you saw both points, blah, blah. And, obviously, I'm going to get into your comments as well. There's a couple of people chatting shit, some of your mates chatting shit about me, yeah? Which is cool, whatever. But my thing with This Is Dublin, yeah? And the reason I had an issue with what he was saying, I get it, unvetted, blah, blah, this, that, and that. And the reason why someone like me would catch chest, because I'm not saying, because people are idiots online, yeah? It's like, oh, he's using the race. Not one time have I said he was being racist. Not one time. What I don't like about it is, like, these people have come, same with my parents, probably Katie's parents, and a lot of people that I know that have come into this country seeking asylum or whatever, for a better life or whatever, blah, blah. You're gone in there, you have a big platform, and you're pointing out where they live and all, but I just didn't like the taste of that, because there could be people in there who are just like me that could probably in 5 years, 6, 7 years time get an education, get a job, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that was my problem, because Paco, let me tell you something, yeah? I know you'll agree with me. We are one more. You see what's happening in England, where them 3 girls were killed or whatever, and obviously the riots that was been going on.
Yeah.
And obviously we've already had Dublin riots.
I was in England at the time.
We are one more foreign person doing a madness from this place being lit up again. Trust me, it's gonna happen. And rightly or wrongly so, whatever. That's not the point. But you're going to these places where these people are at, because I see in videos of people being chased in cars, people are getting harassed. For me, it's distasteful. But what's your kind of take on that?
Well, on the whole immigration thing.
Immigration, so we'll start off with the beef with This Is Dublin, because some people probably haven't seen it, but your whole kind of thing on that. Do you agree with him, kind of like, he's looking out for his kids, pointing out these people are in here, blah, blah, blah.
I'll point out a couple of things.
Yeah.
So, for me, This Is Dublin called you a racist. I don't believe that's true. I even said that This Is Dublin. And this is coming from a man who likes you as a person.
Yeah.
I've always said that. I've always fond of you. And I'm also like This Is Dublin, Stretch. He's actually a friend of mine. I really respect him. So this is definitely a non-biased opinion.
Yeah.
This is just me being me, traveller, coming at it from my angle, what I see. I understand to a degree where you're coming from when he points out that place that's potentially going to be another iPass centre. You know, maybe the potential bit of aggression in the video towards the situation would probably anger you a bit. And then you're looking at the whole, you know, the immigration, as you said, your family immigrated over here and things like that. And I understand that also. I don't, regardless of what, I don't know, whatever way it came out, I don't believe like his intention is to cause violence. I see Stretch, This Is Dublin, as a frustrated man with our government and what's happening within our country. And I see him just, you know, branching out his aggression over social media and almost whatever way on the day. It's not really much thought of. And obviously this place is potentially opened up right next to where he lives. Now, the whole unvetted thing, of course, I'm not against immigration, and I don't believe Ireland as a whole and the people behind this, you know, say no to immigration. I don't think that's about immigration. I think it's against unvetted males. But here's the thing, of course, how are you gonna say that?
How are you gonna police that?
Yeah, how are you going to say that every unvetted person's bad and all that bollocks? That's an impossibility, because all human beings can't be bad, whether you're vetted or unvetted or whatever. But there has been proof shown, and there's been videos and stuff and footage on it, that unvetted males with massive fucking rap sheets has come into the country. They've even been opening the videos themselves, like men that's been given actually death penalties in their country has been let in. So that is dangerous. And obviously, for parents in general, like any parent, even you, any parent, whether you come from immigration or not, is going to be concerned about that. That's just an obvious concern. You know, you're seeing more dangerous people coming into the country. Now, once again, I'm not saying they're all dangerous. I'm saying there has been dangerous people coming to the country. So I would say it is a frightening situation. I think a lot of people, including This Is Dublin, is just more pissed off for the government. And the problem is, Dongo, they either don't have the platform or the resources to discuss it at that level with a government and bring up a government issue. So they're branching out in social media and just they're venting out their frustration on social media to almost the best of their abilities. You know what I mean? And I think the spat with you and This Is Dublin, obviously you were a little pissed off about, you know, maybe the intent behind the video, and you talked about you know, this could be poor homeless women in this with their kids or whatever. And, you know, that is a scary situation. And for me as a man, like, I'd imagine if there was women and children in there, that's frightening for them. And I feel for them massively. And there is a lot of people coming into the country that shouldn't be coming into the country, like, obviously, but there's obviously a lot of people coming into this country coming from, like, war-torn countries, suffering women and children who's forced to leave their country, looking for a better life because their place is being shot up or they're fucking being murdered and raped in their own country, you know, and it's a good thing that we're taking them in that sense. But I think what all the Irish people are so frustrated about, and this goes for the majority of Irish people, I'd assume, is them coming into this country and been given off the bat PPS numbers, given social welfare payments immediately, given cars. A lot of them been given cars, being put up in hotels for weeks and then given housing, immediately after there's like Irish people on the waiting list for many years, you know, so they feel like they've been knocked down the pecking order because of people from immigration coming into our country, which I do understand. I believe that is unfair. Now, I'm all for people suffering in their own country and coming into our country myself personally. I'm all for that, man. I'm all about human beings, me. That's what I've always been about. But I do understand when there's already so much Irish suffering on the streets that's getting no help from the government, and then you see loads of people being immigrated over here, especially unvetted people, and they're being given lots of things, like, you know what I mean, like money, cars, whatever, hotels, houses. So look, I understand the situation. You know what I mean?
And I appreciate your honesty, bro, and you've again pointed out like a lot of good things and good feedback you're giving there, bro. For me, again, I'll go back to it. For me, I understand someone like This Is Dublin, and I say this with respect, even though I've lost a bit of respect for him because some of the stuff that he was saying. But it's like, if you're going to the government, yeah, wherever the Leinster House is, or wherever the government sit and have conversation and protesting outside there every single day, no problem, do you get me? For me, unless one of them has caused harm or whatever, don't be going there. I've seen another fella, I don't know his name, I'm sure you know who he is. He's one of the leaders of these like people that say no or whatever. And he was at like, see the tents that they've set up at the canal there. What's that canal called? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, videoing, and what's that gonna do, man? You know what I mean? Like I said, protest, no problem. Ireland's full. I don't even know how you know it's full, because where I live, there's bare apartments. There's no one in there. So I don't know how Ireland's full.
Yeah, I'm not about you know what I seen recently, Dongo, and honestly it pissed me off, because the way I've been reared my whole life, you know, I'm all about respecting women, not abusing women. I don't like a man that puts his hand on a woman or makes a woman feel uncomfortable. It pisses me off. Maybe that's because my father died when I was young and I was raised by my mother. You know, my mother was a strong woman and she teaches me certain morals. But recently I seen a video circulating of a man going into a roundabout, I believe, don't quote me on it, and there was 3 foreign women, and he was videoing the poor foreign women, and they were living by themselves in this roundabout in tents, and complaining and telling them to get out. Now, something like that's where made me angry.
Yeah.
Like, this is 3 women, 3 women homeless.
Yeah.
Like, whatever about coming into the country, they were actually given nothing. They're living homeless in a fucking roundabout, 3 women. So that type of shit is fucking disgraceful. But once again, I do understand if, like, obviously I live in Coolock. I am living in the heart of Coolock. I'm a Coolock man, born and bred. I'm proud also. And I understand what the people of Coolock saying. Coolock says no, because there's meant to be thousands of people moved into that centre right in the heart of Coolock, and they're unvetted males. Once again, Dongo, I'm in a place of saying, of course, every one of them could be bad either. But it is a massive risk factor, especially in an underprivileged area like Darndale and Coolock, because they're massively underprivileged, underfunded, everything like that, similar to Tala in that sense. It's like a bunch, like, it doesn't matter if they're foreign or what. If it's a bunch of anybody throwing in 5,000 people and be given money and be given rights and all in your area where you're already underprivileged, underfunded, it is a frustrating thing. So, yeah, I don't know, man. That's
Can I say this though, and I'll end with this. See, when you hear stuff like, again, undertones of go back home.
I don't like it.
We don't want you here. And I'll tell you why you don't like, because I know you'll agree with me, because we're similar, yeah? All this type of stuff, me growing up as a kid, I was getting that, bro. And that's where I'm very uncomfortable with it. And I don't like it, especially then when you I remember, like, there's a popular artist, I don't want to bait him out, because I do like him, but he went online and he was saying all this stuff as well. A lot of people that like work with him in this very building were very unhappy because they come from these backgrounds. And that's why I don't get where these people are coming from. It's not like, I remember him saying it to me, no, Dongo, you're Irish. No, I'm fucking not. My passport doesn't tell me I'm Irish anyway. I'm still having my Congolese passport. Do you know what I mean? Even at that, my man, they're Congolese. They came in here through, I can't even, we spoke earlier about like some stuff like, you know, that we can't say on camera because it's a bit mad. But they came in here, and I know a lot of people have come on a madness, Paco. You as a traveller as well, if you were hearing some undertones towards that, you'd feel away as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And like I said, these same people that are saying all this Coolock and this, that, and blah, blah, do be abusing you all the time as well. I remember when I'm giving my opinion, I'd rather them articulate it the way you articulated it, yeah? But I'm getting in my comments, get on the boat back to Congo. Yeah, banana this, yeah, that, Nigerian this. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, we are calling me right. There's not one time I said that in racial. Like I said before, I'll go back to saying what these men say, which is so ignorant and stupid. I'm not racist. I have white friends. My kids are half white. How can I be racist? You ever seen them people? I'm not racist. I have black friends. Shut the fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Shut up.
So it's like, yeah.
Listen, bro. I actually was having a buzz. I was telling you I was on the girls' podcast recently.
Yeah.
And I said I think the only I think I get the most discriminate words or racist comments on TikTok other than dongo. That was a joke I made. To
Yeah,
girls.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I think
yeah.
I actually get the most abuse on TikTok
Yeah.
for being a traveller other than dongo for being black.
Yeah, yeah.
So I understand where you're coming
Yeah,
from totally,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, it's just madness, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Listen,
mad. You get it hard, but the whole racial undertone, I don't like it either. Obviously, me being a traveller, dongo, so I'll just go back a little bit about the traveller thing and why I do have my opinion and where I come from, like, you know, where my heart's at and why my heart's in this place.
Because you're on the ground, bro. You're in Coolock.
Yeah,
You're on the ground, so you know what the gig is.
So I'm a member of the traveller community. Now, travellers are real Irish people. They've been on this land since the dawn of Ireland.
100. Yeah.
We have never, there was no like immigration, the travellers didn't, we are like fully 100% Irish. And obviously it's clear to see we've never got like any privileges in this country. Why were travellers living in tents on the side of the roads? Because the government didn't look after us. We were treated like shit. We were always treated like shit travellers. We always were second or third pedal down. We never got any rights. The reason the government never liked us because we didn't bow down and be slaves for them. Where the average settled man back then or settled person back then was a slave for them. And I'm talking white Irish people were slaves for them. And they still are today. You know, you get the slaves watching the mainstream media and listening to everything the media say. Travellers weren't like that. They didn't listen to the government, but the government told them they can't do that or they can't do this. The travellers like, nah, this is wrong. We're doing our own thing. We're doing us. The government never liked that, so the media slandered us for hundreds of years and they continue to do so. So I come from a place of pain, my people, just like your people, African people. You come from a place of pain. You understand this. It's all from the heart with you. You know, when you come from a place like me or you, and I'm talking about your ethnicity and me being a traveller, it's like we have suffered this. Our people have suffered this. Our ancestors have suffered this. It's hard for people like us to not see like a racial undertone and be very fucking angry and pissed off. So I totally understand where you come from because I'm totally like that.
Yeah.
You know, that shit does piss me off.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
and then,
I try to keep it real and give me real opinion.
Yeah.
And because I'm a traveller, I have a certain way of delivering an opinion and why I'm this way. And it's similar to yourself in that way. And that's why I did have an understanding with you and I gave me opinion on it, you know?
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Yeah.
I remember Ben Williams texted me, so he texted me, open my WhatsApp. I got a message off him. He was like, no, it's UCC. He's
Yeah.
like, would you fight This Is Dublin?
Oh my God.
So Paco, here's the situation with me, right? It's a mismatch, number one, because physically, like, obviously he's not in my weight class. Like, I'll be a lot heavier than him, skinny, scrawny, and then he's what is he, like 50? He's in his 50s.
No, he's not that age, but go on.
Right, is he younger?
Yeah.
Someone on TikTok said to me he's in his 50, whatever, right? But I'm just like, I don't gain anything from fighting him. But obviously, I know people, all my brothers are going to watch and my friends be like, you're being a bitch. So I said to Ben, I was like, listen, not this card here, because obviously, like, you're in training right now. I wouldn't want to, like, I haven't been training, even football, I haven't been to the gym, blah, blah. I goes, listen, if you have another card, I'll probably jump on it. Do you know what I mean? If he's on it, do you get me? What do you think of that? What do you think of the thoughts of that? That's scrap me versus
I don't know. I've got a mixed opinion. So one, it does numbers. That's for sure, right? The build up to the fight is crazy.
Yeah.
It's super entertaining.
Yeah.
It could potentially be more entertaining than the fight because the build up's going to be that mad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't personally like to see a fight myself. I like both men. I don't think it's worth it.
It's not.
It's most certainly not worth it, and that's why I butted in that time to try and, you know, get rid of that situation that didn't need to happen. It was to me, it was you were two lads, not I don't know if I could say misunderstanding each other, but I guess going back and forward at each other through social media, which it's hard to get the right message out. Number one, egos involved. All men have egos. Me, you, we all do.
Yeah, 100.
Regardless if we're humble or not, you've got to have an ego in this world
100%.
too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're not
yeah.
a real man unless you have a fucking ego.
Yeah.
So when you're delivering a message through social media, you've got your fans watching. He's got his fans watching. You don't want him to say a certain thing. And hold on, they've all seen this now. Or maybe if it's in private, in person, you know, and he said a certain something, you're like, okay, look, I'll leave it be. Or vice versa, and be like, okay, this is cool because nobody's watching, and you know, it's not affecting me ego. So I think the whole social media spat in general people is the wrong way to go about it. I think the fight.
Fella's laughing.
I think the fight is definitely over the top, man.
Yeah,
But
no, Ben text me and I put like a screenshot and I put it on my private story on Snapchat. People were like, nah, do it, and I'll do it. And then people were like, someone even said to me, was it? I don't know if it was the boys. Yeah, it was the boys earlier on. They were recording. They were like, nah, Dongo, if you lose this now, I was like, that's what I said. I wouldn't want this card here because I probably could lose. I probably gas out.
Yeah,
A lucky punch or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, if you ain't fit in this world, you're nothing.
what?
If you ain't fit in this world, you're nothing.
Yeah,
I'm boxing since I'm 9 years old. I've tons of boxing experience, and that's not the same. I'm a great fighter. It's just I've a lot of experience in boxing, bare-knuckle fighting, and even I know I could box a man with 50% of my experience and not go out and win if I'm not fit.
Yeah.
If you ain't fit, you're not.
Yeah,
so you're
what I
right
said.
to at least pull it back.
Yeah. I'll see when this episode drops. We'll see what the comments are saying. When the little TikToks come out, and see what the comments
Look,
are saying.
I'd prefer it not to happen, but if
Yeah.
it does happen, it would be fucking. I don't know. It'd be crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 3, season 7. We got Patrick Connors, but mostly known as El Paco. It's my guy here, my mate, obviously through social media, and I'm here to chop it up with him. So, bro, this is how obviously I start. I'll go back, bro, so we build up a little story, getting to know you a little bit, and even me, I'm gonna get to know you a little bit as well. I think the first time I proper met you, I think it was Cello's concert. Do you remember that concert in the academy?
That's
the
right,
first
brother.
time. We've been chopping up online, but it was the first time we proper met. I had a chat
Yeah.
with you. You were 100%. You were sound, just like all the travellers that I've grown up with. Proper sound, showed man love, and I said, you know what? Obviously, it made sense to do this at this time that we're at. But just to go back, but obviously growing up in Darndale, Coolock all your life, yeah. What was young Patrick like growing up, like as a youth growing up? What were your dreams, aspirations? What were you like as a kid?
Well, it depends on how far we're going back. Jesus, I come from a mad place. I'll go very far back. I'll
Go
as
back far back as you want, bro.
I always say this, yeah. This is a crazy thing. My furthest memory back was when I was about 3 years old, and looking up. I was just looking up at all these adults kind of running past me. And this is running past me. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And this was in my site where we lived. And my family were in a feud with another traveller family at the time. And I remember looking up and there was people shooting shotguns over the hill at us, at my family. I remember like there were shots being fired towards that direction.
But you remember this as a 3-year-old?
Yeah.
That's insane,
yeah,
bro.
and I remember
insane.
my mother's friend, her nickname was Minnie. She was a Joyce. I remember her picking me up and running with me down the end of the site. Anyway, this went on for a while. And I remember my mother even going out fighting another woman. Now, not bare-knuckle, just women, having a fight. I remember my mother coming in with a broken nose after having a fight. Crazy shit. My father wasn't around. I was 3. My father died when I was 2 through suicide. And I remember, long story short, there wasn't a lot of adult males in our family and we were outnumbered. And we had to move out of that site. And we moved down. That was Belcamp Lane across from Belcamp. And funny enough, there's another Belcamp Lane 10 minutes down the road, which is across from Darndale. Darndale and Belcamp's basically just right across from each other. Kind of two roughest areas in the place, And we moved there anyway and grew up there. I think when I was about 10 years old, I moved back into a house in Darndale, started going to boxing. My brother John was a very successful boxer, for Darndale Boxing Club, boxing Europeans, won European goals. He was a great fighter, highly touted to go pro and everything. And I remember looking up to him as my older brother. And also my brother Joe was a fantastic footballer, played for some top teams. And I remember just looking at my 2 older brothers, they're 5 and 6 years older than me, and I was just inspired by them. And just wanted to do something myself. So I joined boxing, wanting to learn how to fight. Another part of why I joined boxing, because I was in a school, I was constantly knacker, pikey, everything. Any bad name you can call a traveller was a constant for me. I remember being in class, Dongo, as a kid, and I'll give you one thing in particular. No, I can never forget it. I remember going into a classroom one day. It was my first time, maybe it was first year, second year, I don't know. It was first class, second class. My first time going to this class, and I remember sitting down, or the teacher brought me to sit down, and nobody in the class would sit down with me because I was a traveller.
Jesus.
I remember being then put next to a girl, a blondie-haired girl. I'm not going to mention her name, so we were fucking kids at the time. But I remember she jumped up and walked away and wanted to sit at another table. And that was only because I was a traveller. It was my first time ever in that class. So stuff like that hurts you when you're a kid, bro. I was like 9, 10 years old, like. But that went on since about 6 in schools, 5, 6. So that filled me with, along with our family having to leave our site, So bullied basically out of her sight. That, along with the fucking discrimination I received in school, made me, along with my father dying young and the backlash we had since our father died, my mother was by herself, and we got a lot of trouble came our way over not having a father figure in the travel community. Along with all that, boiled up my blood and made me fucking...
I was going to ask you that, Paco. So obviously dealing with that in school, because I remember you saying that. I even have a funny story of myself about school, but I remember even in school, certain people wouldn't want to sit with travel. And I told you earlier about John.
Yeah.
John was one of my best friends in school. Your own cousin Patrick, when I met him, God rest his soul, 2-3 weeks. I remember I had to read at his funeral as well, actually. And you know how like travellers do weddings, funerals, any communions. It's crazy. I remember standing up there. Everyone was like looking, who's this black kid? You know me doing the reading, but I remember that, Paco, and I was gonna ask you, like, did that make you angry, like, growing up as a kid? Were you an angry kid from your experiences with all that?
Every single day I was fighting in school. Every single day. People always ask me, did I get bullied? And I always used to say no, because anybody came at me, I'd fight them, and I fight them off most of the time, and that's not like a brag or anything. I just did physically. But now looking back as an adult, I fucking realise I fucking got bullied constantly.
Yeah.
Verbally.
Yeah.
You know, I understand it now. Fuck me, I got bullied. I got bullied to bits. I thought I never got bullied. I thought, like,
that's the traveller mindset, though, Paco.
It's like, it's only a few names, and I'm smashing them up anyway afterwards.
Yeah.
But like, I only realised, bro, like, just when I thought about it about a year ago, and I realised, of course I was getting bullied, man. I was getting called knacker and pikey, and people wouldn't sit next to me in class since I'm about 6 to 10 or 11 years old. Sure, if that's not bullying, what's bullying?
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, it made me super angry growing up, bro. And it was constant fights in school. Then obviously I grew up in the middle of Darndale. And I'm not blaming the people at Darndale, because kids can be kids, man, and kids can be ignorant for certain reasons. They're kids and they don't fucking know. And, you know, when you get older, you change and all that bollocks. And I'll give all human beings a chance. But I got a lot of discrimination as a kid, and it was constant fights in Darndale. Every single day it was just war. And that was it, man. My daily routine was fucking war. And listen, my mother provided for us great. We never fucking starved. None of that bollocks. But at the one time, we didn't have much money either. We were grand, you know what I mean? We were okay. We were eating, but we weren't fucking well off. So I'd see a lot of my other cousins who had fathers and mothers, and their fathers be working and they'd be well off, you know, and I'd feel fucking insecure about that as a younger kid. So I constantly, every day, I'd say from about 11 to 15, I'd be off robbing every day. Simple stuff, shopping centres and all that bollocks. That was just a way of life, and that was the normality for me. Me and a couple of my other cousins, let's say one of my other cousin Anto, who basically I'd call him my brother because he lived with me for years. His father locked up all his life with addiction. His mother, similar. And so he'd live with us, and me and him were off every day robbing. Just, that'd be it. But it'd be like, we grew up in the hood, man, we're travellers, and like, we ain't financially secure. It was like a normal thing. So along with that, Dongo, and then constantly fighting, I was the angriest motherfucker ever, man. ever. Like, nobody could, like, no young fella around Darndale or Coolock could even look at me for too long that I wasn't turning around saying, what the fuck are you looking at?
Yeah.
Grandfather then died with cancer. And that was just devastating. That was like the biggest thing ever. My grandfather always had a fucking dream of dying at home in his campsite, and he did. And we were all there when he died, and that was devastating. My mother went downhill mad after it, like, just mentally went downhill like that. But it was a crazy death. So along with that, then my first cousin Daniel died. That was Mel's brother. He died. He was the same age as me. We done our communion confirmation together. You know, first cousin, same age, been living with each other all our life. That was a devastating death for me. Along with that, then friend of mine, Owen, got shot dead. He was also part of me and Jordan's kind of crew, although him and Jordan used to beef, but I was his mate. He got whacked outside his house in Clonshocked. And he was one of my close friends since I was about 12. Along with him getting whacked. Yeah, man. And then I guess a couple of years ago, like 4 years ago, I met my wife through social media, start talking to her, you know, start slightly going out with her, and, you know, I just seen a good woman, and I was in a vulnerable place, man. I just didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and my mind was everywhere. I wanted to die, man, inside, you know. I was strung out in the sesh, partying like a mad thing, just escaping. My brother John said something to me recently, and it made a lot of sense. He talked about escape and reality, you know, when you're down in the dumps, and that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing at the time, just escaping reality, using these substances and the weekend to escape life as it was. And along with meeting my wife and having a good, strong woman like that, and she's done so many things for me, man. My wife's this fucking beautiful human being. Along with that, and then my mother got sick 2.5 years ago, something like that. She got sick with cancer, and then me and my brothers cared for her when she was dying for like 18 months straight. And we had to watch her every day deteriorating, giving her meds, helping her out, rubbing her back when she's in pain, being up with her at all hours, not talking about my side of the story here, I feel for my mother, but just experiencing that in general. And my mother had a dream she wanted to die at home as well because her father died at home. My mother died in her bed, and my brother John was in the room holding her hand when she died. My brother Joe was in the sitting room, and I was just outside when my mother died. And I remember me and my brother John, the day she died, we had to walk into her room and lift her out of bed when she was dead into the back of the van. That same room she died in, I now live in it. That was her old home. I took her. I then took over her home. I now live in that room. Along with that, bro, life humbled me massively, brother. You know? So yeah, the man I am today is I'm all about family, morals, peace if I can have it. I'll go out of my way a lot more than I did in the past for peace. I'll never bow down to a person. I'll always keep my morals and integrity intact. I'll always, no matter what, I'll always try to do the right thing. I always have my mother on my mind when I'm thinking of doing something, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. I'll always think of my mother, what would she think? The way she raised us, you know, and I always think of my wife, if I do this, what way will that affect her, whether it be negative, positive, or indifferent? I always think of my two brothers, you know. I guess I'm just a total family man now, and I just care so much for my family, and my family's been through so much horror and pain. It's like, yeah, I'm just fucking trying to do family now and trying to do whatever I can do in this world to uplift my family, in whatever positive way I can.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, the man I am today, yeah.
Fair play to you for sharing all that. But like I said, that's taking me left. I wasn't expecting that, but I want to ask you, obviously, with suffering all of that you suffered through, obviously you mentioned it a little bit. You were like, obviously your wife has played a key part in your mental state. Before I get into all the other stuff, because obviously I remember seeing on your Instagram, you were documenting your mother slowly dying, you were taking care of her and stuff. And I remember, I don't know if I messaged you. I really hope I did, but I'll look back. But I remember I reached out to John. I did, yeah.
You did.
I reached out to John and I texted him. I was like, "Look, bro, like, I see, yeah, probably because he went off Instagram. He's gone off socials now.
He took a break for a
he
long
took a
time.
break. Yeah,
He's back now, but
yeah, I see he has a TikTok, anyways. But yeah, look, I remember messaging. I was like, "Look, bro, sorry for your loss and stuff like that, and praying for you and the family and stuff." So, but like, how did you, with all that you went through with Jordo and everything like that, how did you get out of the game? Was that because you met your wife and you were like, well, you have a purpose in life now and stuff like that, or what was it?
my wife was a good woman and she came from a good home.
Yeah.
Like myself and like us all, like we'll all like to believe our homes are good homes, you know. And she was a good person and she was innocent. And innocent as in, like, you know, just an innocent person. She never seen that. She never seen the life I've lived. Of course, I'm a man and she's a woman, it's different, but, you know, she came from a home of just a different culture almost. Yeah. Although being a traveller. And, you know, my wife liked me from the start, man, for who it was. And I was at a place in my life, man, where I just became this honest guy. I just didn't care anymore. Whoever I met or whoever I talked to, like, you know, I'd never put on a front, and I tell you who I am, and fuck it. It is what it is. So I was honest with my wife from the start of who it was and the way I'm suffering my mental health. Like, I'm a diagnosed bipolar and PTSD. I got diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. I used to get nightmares every night of being, every nightmare would be the same, shot dead every night. Well, the gun would be put to my head every night. That was going on for months.
Paco, of course, of course.
So, stuff like that, like, I used to have to go to therapy for 18 months straight or something. But, yeah, so I was honest with my wife from the start about all my mental health issues. I struggle, I have bipolar, I have massive ups and downs, but look, I am the man who I am, if you like who I am as a person. And she was liking that, you know, she supported that, and she was into me for that, and she was very supportive, man, and I was still sort of in the game when I met her, doing things, and just something clicked, man, and I said, this ain't... I remember thinking, I love this woman. She's a good person. And I always say, I've said to her, you know, she reminds me of my mother. You know, the good traits my mother had. The morals, the integrity, the the selflessness. You know what I mean?
That one's massive, bro.
You know, she
When a
would go
woman
out
is
of
selfless, bro, that one is forget the looks, the back, the breast,
Yeah.
forget all.
Yeah.
Once a woman is selfless, bro,
Yeah.
that one is I get you. I get you.
I remember thinking like, wait, Jesus Christ, man, I've suffered a lot lately, and I have this person here that's dying, like that's going to war with me here in life, no matter what. And I remember like, and this was just basically just around the time, or just a little bit before maybe my mother got sick, or in around the time we got the news, and said my mother and all, and my mother always hated what I'd done. My mother was always against all of that shit. Like, a lot of this shit was brushed under the carpet for years. My mother didn't know a lot of this shit was going on, you know what I mean? Boys will be boys and all that, just be out till a certain time and back and all that bollocks there. Like, my mother was totally against that. She never reared us like that. I just remember, fuck this, man. Fuck this life. It's too fast-paced, too crazy. It's only making me worse. It's bad luck anyway. I never had, although I was involved in my life doing some mad things, like, I never badly hurt people you know, like, I wasn't that mad, like, but I never was proud of what I'd done. I never liked it. I always thought better of myself, and I should present myself better as a man, and that's, no human being should be doing these things. It's not right. I never felt good with my heart with it. So along with my mother and my wife, I decided to stop. And Jesus, and then I suffered in another sense, because the thousands of euros I was earning every week, which I was, that was all gone. Everything went downhill. Then I even suffered more as a fucking addict for a while with the depression. Financially, very unstable or insecure, as they'd say. Whoa. Yeah, man. Just life humbled me, brother. And, yeah.
You touched on it a little bit. I was going to ask you, because not everybody, because before people attack me now, because you're under a microscope and everyone takes everything as you say as gospel, but it's like, some black people, it's getting better now, go therapy. And we used to be like, some people like, look, I'll go church, or blah, it's for white people, blah blah. Do travellers, like you touched on it, do travellers go? You believe in therapy? Yeah. Was it like do you feel like it worked for you? And what's travellers' opinion on
Travellers
therapy?
in general? So I'll speak of my family in general. I have a couple of people like aunties and uncles in my family to be very supportive, man. You know, I've got some that isn't, and I don't even talk to. You know, but I've got some that's very supportive, and they'd just be happy to see you getting better in life.
Yeah.
You know, I've got my brother John, of course, he's very open-minded. My brother Joe, he's very open-minded, but he'd have his own set of ways for himself, if that makes sense. He wouldn't be emotionally available as me and my brother John's on a speaking level. Very intelligent person, but not right, doesn't really put himself out there, but super open-minded and very articulate. So they were just open-minded to their brother getting help. That was it, whatever it took.
Yeah,
and,
class.
And yeah, therapy, it was like, when I was told to go and asked to go and all that bollocks, I remember like doctors prescribed me antidepressants and all. And I even took them for maybe, I don't know, week and a half. And I had not flashbacks, because I never even remember my father, but my father was a diagnosed schizophrenic.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, diagnosed
that's true.
schizophrenic,
Yeah.
bipolar. He was in and out of fucking psychiatric wards on a regular. Like, he suffered severely. And I remember thinking, like, my father was on medication, and it only made him worse. And that scared me, so I got away from that. Anyway, I took up the therapy. I said, fuck it. I didn't want to do it. My family were not pushing me, but trying to fucking, get me to do it, to try and it helped, man. It really opened, in a time of need in my life, in that particular moment. In that particular time of need, it helped me. I met a beautiful woman in it, who was my therapist. And, just a good woman, man, and really understanding, and just made me see things clearer, you know. And when you're caught in a phase, like, I can look back, hindsight's a beautiful thing, as we know. You can look back and you can articulate a situation, but when you're in the center, in the heat of the moment, it's hard to look around and analyze things when it's all so hot. So in that moment when I couldn't see clear, there was someone there to help me see clearly. And that's what I took away from therapy. And if that's for somebody that's watching, that's up to you. But for me, in that moment, maybe that's 12 to 18 months I'd done it, once a week, once every 2 weeks, it helped me through an almost suicidal part of my life. And I don't go anymore. It's not because I'm against it or anything like that. It's just, I feel I'm okay now.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. I know by eating reasonably clean, staying away from substances, staying sober, exercising regularly, being around good people, staying away from negativity, trying to live a morally good life, trying to live with integrity. I know that makes me feel good at heart and wholesome, and keeps my mental health on track. That's what works for me.
We hear a lot about mental health, Paco, and I'm glad you're here to share your story, and you can see, obviously you've told me some amazing thing that's gonna happen for you. Obviously we're not gonna talk about it, but there is some amazing that's gonna happen, and obviously you are an example of what you've just told me, which I wasn't expecting. Madness, like losing Daniel, losing Mel, your mother, your dad, your friend, go through all, I can only imagine what that can do for someone mentally. I remember telling you about your cousin that when I went to school with.
Yeah.
14, bro. That I was a kid, man. First person I've ever lost in my life. Then I remember, obviously me, I can say this. I've said this before.
When you're that age, though, that's 100%.
Crazy. I'm a victim of like shooting as well, because obviously in England my cousins were involved in whatever they were involved in, and it resulted in like my aunt being killed and my cousin. Like, I remember your man shot like house that you're sitting on, went to the gaff looking for whoever he was looking for, I don't know. My cousin's on the couch, shot him, mistaken identity. My auntie runs out, hears something, boom, her shot as well. And I remember
Jesus.
like, broski, this was on the news and all, like this was on BBC News everywhere. And I remember travelling over with my brother Nate and my ma, flying over to England. And I remember I was like, every day, I remember waking up in London, because I haven't flown in ages. Everyone knows my situation. I don't fly, I don't have an Irish passport, so you have to get visas and all that crap.
Yeah.
I remember flying over, waking up in London, obviously my ma. So we have this thing called matanga when someone dies, so it's a gathering. They come over to the house. I remember coming over from work.
Like all your family,
Friends, everyone that come over and just like console the family. I remember
we do the same.
I remember, you know, my ma crying, they've been shot. I remember like, what? I was like, it's like something out of a movie.
What age were you, Dongo?
I would have been, that's 2016, my maths is terrible, but I would have been probably early 20s, so 24, 25, that probably happened.
Yeah.
And I remember going over, and it was just a horrible moment, bro. Like, it was both sides of the family. So it was my uncle's son, and it was his sister that died. So
Jesus
he double whammy.
Christ,
You get me? It was 2 funerals.
That's like devastating.
And one thing that always kind of like, it really, and when I think back even now, I remember obviously my ma's praying to her sister where they're putting her on the ground. She's praying in, so my language would be Lingala, so it's what Congolese people speak.
Yeah.
And she's praying. And I remember like they're lowering me auntie down. And my ma just says, "Goodbye, my sister," in English. And it really, but my ma didn't do therapy. I know this leads me to the question where I'm going to you. It's like, her therapist is God. Do you get me? So where are you at with like faith then? Are you like, would you be like, how can I ask this question? Are you religious? Religious as well? Oh, you're wearing a cross.
I actually don't wear this regularly. Not for no reason in particular. But I just seen it before I came here today and it stuck it on me. I had a conversation about the world earlier, one of my cousins, you know, talking about all the dark stuff happening.
Yeah.
And I just walked in home and I seen that on the table and I said, I'm putting that on. Just whatever, spare the moment. But faith, I believe in God. I believe in God massively, man. Since my mother died, I've had crazy amounts of signs of things happening. It's just too much to get into, but really fucking things that hit home with me. My thing I'd say to people listening to this podcast about God is, and it doesn't matter who your God is. I don't care what your religion is either.
Yeah.
I respect all religions.
100%.
And I respect any man that follows God.
Yeah.
A God. Whoever your God is, it makes no odds to me. I think the world is a safer place with God in it. With people believing in a God, the world is a safer place. If there's nobody in this world that believes in a God or has any sort of faith, this world is gone. This world's already heading in a bad direction because of mad stuff happening right now. But without believing in a God and without having a level of faith, we are all gone. You know, because people's going around being kamikazes, not worrying about what their fucking reaction is, what's going to happen, not worrying about karma. You know, not worrying about what's going to happen to this person, that person, because if they don't have a God, what are they worried about? Nothing. God is very important to have in your life, and once you start believing, for me, I'll speak on me, not trying to fucking convince people here. For me, once I start getting really strong into my faith and pray, I pray every night. Most nights I pray with my wife. We pray before we go to bed. You know, we take it's only a minute or two out of your night, like, to say a prayer. And I always mention my mother and my dead ones and all that. And I feel like ever since I got a little bit closer to God, I feel like my life's going a lot better. Spiritually and emotionally feel stronger. I feel like it's lit something in me, something positive in me. And I know for certain that my life has definitely has gotten an awful lot better, and I found an awful lot more peace. I could just feel it, man. And yeah, man, God is very, very important. I remember just going back again to my mother when she was passing away. Like, my mother believed in God, but I remember the power of God, like the power of having faith. You know, my mother had this Aunt Lily. She's a bit of a mad woman, but in a good way. I love this woman. Beautiful, beautiful woman. She'd be probably in her 60s, maybe 70. My mother's aunt, and she'd come in a couple of days a week while my mother was sick in bed, and she'd come in, she'd bring in flowers, she'd bring in rosary beads, she'd do blessings with her, she'd pray to her. We had a man called Martin Gavin living around the corner. You'd say a holy man almost in the traveller community. He'd come in and he'd do the rosary with my mother, you know, on the regular, like every couple of weeks or months, and prayer with her. And I remember there was I remember days where, because I was with my mother every day, you know, I remember there were days she'd be full of anxiety, man, you know, obviously overthinking, I'm going to die here, you know what I mean? Of course, it's the scariest thing in the world. And remember prayer and talking about God. And I remember I could see physically the relief on her face after someone religious was in with her, like her aunt or something like that, or I'd be talking about God, and I seen the relief in her face, man. And if that meant she was relieved for that one night, man, that was a beautiful thing for me and for her. So I seen a lot of times through life the power of God. I seen a lot of risky situations I was in life, and I'm telling you, I haven't even told you them all, you know. It's too long to talk about.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But if there was not God, I couldn't survive.
Yeah.
There's just too many things. Some people joke me saying you're like a cat with 9 lives. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's so many situations, man, and they're unexplainable how I survived. So God is very important to me, man.
100%.
And I'll always big up God, you know what I mean, and be proud of that. And yeah, the world is a better place with having a God and having faith, I believe.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, no, broski, I'm like you. It's like 2017, I remember I was struggling with life, not working. Obviously, I lost my auntie the year before. And I remember my ma always telling me, like, I said in the last episode, or probably, I can't remember, I'm not recording so much, but I remember saying, you probably, like, when she's at home, you'll go in there, she's on her Bible, she's reading, taking out her notes, 5 a.m. in the morning, she's on a prayer conference praying, people all around the world. She's a prayer warrior, bro, and she was just telling me, like, you're struggling. Pray, why don't you pray? I remember I asked God for simple things, just like, obviously, at the time, I moved out, I got a stable job. I was working in Ladbrokes at the time, so I remember working in Lidl, and I was working in Skechers before. It wasn't really great hours, it was on 0-hour contracts, wasn't making money, it was always sad, like you said earlier, especially being a man, when you're not providing, it does stress you. You don't feel like a man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I have Vinay at the time, had a car, bro, putting a 5 at petrol in it, really getting out of the garage. Do you know what I mean? Like, money. Do you know what I mean? Wasn't paying insurance on the car. It was mental, bro. But I remember praying, got the stable job. I was traveling around the world. I remember I went Germany, went Portugal, Afro Nation, brought like my ex and my daughter to Portugal on a holiday, all off of my back. I was proud of her. One of my proudest moments in my life, Paco. I remember Vinay waking up and opening the curtain just to see, like, are we still here? Like, I know what she done. Just like think, we're waking up at home, because the curtains that were in our apartment that we're in were similar to what we have at home. So she was waking up looking out if we're still on holidays. It was one of the proudest things I ever done. And I remember, like, I didn't do it off like fraud or fucking selling. I did it off my hard work. Do you get what I'm trying to say, bro? I'm going into work, and I'll say this. I don't give a I don't come on camera, like I said to you earlier, to look rich or whatever. Some days, bro, I'm lucky I worked in Ladbrokes, because like people win 50 quid and they give you a tenner or whatever. Some days I'm going in, I'm not spending a tenner on lunch. I'm gonna have to save that tenner. I'm gonna sleep for lunch. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna sleep for lunch. I'll say that here proudly. You know what I mean? Like, I'll sleep for lunch because I'm saving up for this holiday. And I remember saying this to someone. I remember one fraud guy that I know. One fraud guy, because what black people will like to do, and I don't care. They're gonna be upset, but I don't give a fuck. they like to champion a lot of things that are wrong. Do you get me? So I remember one fraud guy like this dropped 10 bags on a Merc, and everyone be like, you'll see the car and everyone snap. I remember sitting there, I'm here there breaking my back, walking, and this, that, and that, and this man can just go out and whatever, blah. And this is, listen, I'm not here judging, but this is my mindset at the time. Do you get me? Because we're living at a time now.
You're in yeah.
And we're living at a time now, Paco, with the no cost of living and all. I hear it. I hear fraudsters. I hear it. Why is it $3.50 for 2 litre drum of milk?
Fuck
I hear it.
Fuck me.
Paying 15 cents extra for a bottle of water. I hear it.
I have to give $3.30 every day for a can of Monster.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Fuck that shit.
Broski, I hear it.
I'd walk over guards in a second with a can now.
People are paying, you're seeing $9.70 for chicken fillet rolls and all. Nah, I hear it, bro. Bro, if I had paid over a $4 for chicken fillet, I'd bouncing off someone's
I give
head,
$7.10 on the regular for
do you
one.
get me, man? Do you know what I mean? So, now I hear it, but obviously at the time, I'm bitter. I'll say it now.
You're struggling trying to do real things. I understand.
At the time, I'm bitter. Like, I am bitter. Like, I'm like, oh, that.
We get like that.
But now, like, I remember, like, praying, and even, like, the house that I live in now, brand new apartments, blah, blah, blah. I remember, obviously, breaking up with herself. I remember, obviously, she's still in that. Have you ever been up there, actually?
Yeah.
Up in where, right across at the Lewis stop there is the new apartment. So I remember, like, bringing Vinaya home from Brookfield, where my ma lives, bringing Vinaya home. I was looking at manifesting, saying to Vinaya, don't know how we're going to do it, Vinaya, but we're going to live in them apartments. And I used to obviously manifest it in my head, thinking, obviously, I'll watch football. I'm sitting there with her watching football in them apartments, because I was back in my ma's couch at the time. Remember, obviously, yeah, you can manifest, but pray on it as well. Do you get me? And broski, a couple of months later, I'm in there. Do you know what I mean? So I do believe in the power of prayer, and I said it to one of my boys at the start, episode 1. I told him, everything that you're going through, yeah, everything's sweet and all that, blah blah. But if you add Jesus Christ to your life, watch your life go up. And like you said yourself, you feel like that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's
you feel like that as well.
Listen, absolutely, definitely add them to your life. I feel like sometimes just look into it. You know what I mean? It's hard to be like you're right to refer them to it for sure. But it's hard sometimes. You know, people can tell. I get told things all the time, even good advice, and I don't take it until I hit a certain point, and then I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying that out now. Yeah. You know, so someone might hear you talking about God, or they might hear us having this conversation, like, might fly over their head. Yeah. A couple of weeks and months down the line, something might happen. Yeah. And they might turn to that. Yeah. You know, so look, we'll all find a time where we might turn to faith. Hopefully sooner rather than later for everybody, you know.
100%. And let's move the conversation. This beautiful way to move the conversation on, because that was deep, bro. That was deep. But no, I appreciate it, though. I honestly appreciate it. Because like I said, this is what I want. I said this from the top. I want my platform, people to come up here and be able to open up, bro. And you open up on a different level.
Well, I'm a fan of your podcast. I know how it goes.
No, thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. But let me move on to, obviously, your brother chose acting, yeah? Because I remember even saying to him, like, you know, obviously, travelers, the stigma behind them, they're uneducated, or this, that, and that, and used to articulate yourselves on a mad thing, yeah? So
you should see our brother Joe.
Yeah, I need to meet Joe. I need to meet him. I need to meet Joe. I will see my live show.
He'd impress the hell out of you.
See my live show. I'm gonna have a live show next year. I want all yous on the couch with me, and we'll chop up a conversation. That's a promise to you, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, John chose acting. You chose getting into the music game. Yeah. So talk to us about that. What made you get into the music game as music management? Talk to us about your journey on that as well.
Okay, so years ago, my brother John was in the making for the Black Wealth film. You know, that recently came out.
Yes.
He was looking at who to cast and things like that. And I used to listen to Dubzino's music. But I didn't know Dubs. I used to listen to his music. Now, this is a good few years back. Obviously, films take years to come out and dead and all that bollocks. I didn't even know Dubs at the time. And the film was looking a bit arty and things like that. I've got a great eye for film. I'd like to believe I do. I get told I do anyway. And
when I'm struggling for films, I'm gonna hit you up.
Dude, trust me.
Hit you up. Yeah.
I said to my brother John, I says, listen, you need to make it a little bit more exciting, something that can appeal to your casual, not just your artsy film head. I says, how about putting someone like, did you ever hear that rapper Dubzino? Showed him the music. He liked them. How about someone like him and someone like Casper Walsh? I said, imagine the two of them in this film. Make a little something about the hood in it, like, you know, council estate, and put a bit of dealing in it. Make it a little bit sexier. And he casted the two of them in it. And obviously the film ended up becoming a success. Casper blew his performance out of the water. Dubzino was brilliant in it too. And long story short, Dubs got on to me and was like, Paco, appreciate that. Obviously, I'm after getting him into a movie. I didn't even know him. Not that I'm looking for props, but obviously he got on to me and was thanking me for it. And that led to me and him becoming friends. And long story short, we was just hanging out for a bit. And then Dubzino had his old manager, Hadji. Shout out Hadji, he's actually a nice guy. I like him. And they left and, whatever. It's their own business. But we were just hanging out. Now we're becoming like literally like best mates now. Dubs had it going through a bit of shit in his life, and he's just with me all the time now. And we're coming really close, and we're still super close today. Like, we talk every day. And obviously, he discovered that I was a massive rap fan, especially Irish rap, and I've been watching Irish rap since I'm like 12. You know what I mean? Listening to it, watching on YouTube since I'm like 12. Don't know why. I've just always liked it. I've always felt like Irish rap artists were underappreciated because of their accents or whatever. That's what I've always felt personally. So I've always, you know what I mean? And so Dubs was like to me, he said, Paco, would you not manage me? Obviously, I'm out to getting this thing in the film, and he knew what way I can kind of articulate myself and stuff, and he just probably seen a thing about me. So I was like, what? And look, I just took up the chance of managing him. I got a good few opportunities. We've done some good things together. And then I said, I'm putting on a show. And I said, look, so me and him start going around watching shows and all in town all the time, rap shows, and it was all the same old bollocks. No disrespect, like, you know, but I was all the same thing, you know. You go to a rap show, fella jump on the mic, spit, do a couple of tracks, he'd leave down the mic, he'd get boring again, they'd be backstage waiting for the next fella to come out, and it was just so mediocre. It wasn't, I'm not talking about the MCs themselves, I'm talking about the show. How the show was structured.
Yeah.
I was like, this is diabolical. I said to myself, they need somebody who has an eye and who understands how to fucking make something powerful happen. This is about displaying these people on a good level. You're not going to display them on a good level if the show's a fucking lump of shit. So I said to myself, I'm making a different type of show. I'm making something sexy, something that's good. People are going to be like, this is fucking madness. Not just here for the rap, they're here for fucking entertainment. So I said to myself, a bunch of Irish rappers here now, part of Pablo Dubzino, fucking Slick Bullet, fucking you name it, man, Smiles, all the lads, all friends of mine. I was like, and there's more even than that. And I was like, I want to get a show with them, but I want to make sure people come to see them. So I was like, of course I can put on a show, but people just think it's the same old rap shows. So I said, you know what? Who's hot in the UK right now? Who's financially plausible also? Something clicked in my brain, Jordan McCann. Me and Dubs, especially Dubs, kind of had one or two links to getting in touch with them in the UK, because Dubs obviously done years over in prison over there. He knew Potter Paper, he knew this guy. Got in touch with Jordan McCann. Ends up finding out Jordan McCann's a third cousin of mine.
Oh, that's gas.
Bro, crazy. Sorry, fourth cousin of mine, for what it's worth. He's my grandmother's second cousin. Madness. My mother's third, like. Anyway, strikes a deal with him. Him and Be Real to come over. And I said to myself, right, these are hot right now in the music industry. Tickets flew out in quick succession, right? Button Factory. But then I said to myself, right, now we've got the heat, you know. Jordan McCann's coming over. The heat is in the city. Everyone's excited. Jordan McCann's never been in Ireland before. Now the lads are going to be seen. But how do I make the actual show good, run well? So I came up with an idea. I says, I'm going to get a presenter on the night. No rap shows at that level has like a presenter. You know, someone to keep the crowd entertained. You know how it goes. You are one of them guys. You do jobs like that yourself. You know, so I was looking for someone a bit of charisma about them. So this guy named John Mullen from Coolock, good friend of mine, I was actually only chatting to him earlier. Just real great personality. And I was like, John could be a presenter for me. You know, so in between sets, he was going to come out and just, you know yourself, you know how it goes, presenting, entertain people. And then I said, right, I've got to get a couple of good DJs to play certain music in between the sets and just make it overall entertaining. Then I got the lads at Deerfats TV involved, basically with the cameras, and they were going to follow me.
BTS, behind the scenes.
All that bollocks, and do a day in the life of Paco Promotions. You know what I mean? And obviously I got Rhea and that Ash to be there on the night as well. Basically interviewing and stuff like that.
I don't know, you wore the white suit.
Seen that, and obviously they done a great job. And bro, I just met I invited the lads from the Talking Bollocks over. I believe they came. I think I remember seeing Calvin on the night. I invited fucking Belters Only there. Robbie G was there with me all night. Robbie G is a friend of mine. He's actually from the area.
Shout out Robbie. Robbie's a top guy.
Robbie's a gentleman.
Top guy.
But, Robbie's just a friend of mine. I know Robbie since we're kids. So I said to myself, I'm going to get a few big heads. But also the lads are friends of mine, you know what I mean? So I said, because I want to make noise here. So I invited obviously fucking versatile. Once again, Casper and Alex, two good mates of mine. Do you know what I mean? So I was lucky enough to have all these fellas who were successful, who were friends of mine too. And obviously announced that they're coming too. And it was like, you know, brought a lot of excitement to the show. And I knew the lads were going to be seeing the big platform. So yeah, we done the show. Fucking killed it. The place was electric. I remember like 6 weeks leading up to the show. It was mad. It was just like full of energy. Dublin City at the time with the rap. It was just, I was getting hit up by everybody. All the lads were just getting so much fucking attention. It was just a beautiful thing, man. It was like what they needed. And yeah, the show got smashed, man. We had a great time. And I continued to do things after that. And I was managing Parlo. I got him on tour with Damien Dempsey. Toured around the country. Done a great job. We've done a good few things together, man. Lots of just even more stuff I've done, like as a manager, like got the lads much more opportunities than that. And yeah, and as I said to you earlier, my mother got sick and I just died down out of that, so I hadn't got the head. And now I'm in the business of promoting El Paco. Now it's me.
Class.
Like, and
I love that.
yeah.
Now it's me.
Now it's me.
Yeah.
I love what I've done,
Yeah.
and I still love the music thing, and I'm never rule out doing something again for sure. But now it's me. I'm fucking promoting El Paco,
Yeah.
and I'm getting me to the top. My profile's growing, thank God, and people's really recognizing me. And it seems like everything I kind of do is kind of hitting numbers, and people want to hear what I've got to say.
100%. Can I just pause you there, because I will get to that and we'll
Yeah.
close on that, and then we'll close on the one question only, which way you get to ask me a question. I just want to touch on music a little bit. So 2 questions, right? Number 1 is like, listen, because you're so real, I'm gonna keep it real as well, and you know it's just whatever. I'm gonna keep it real. So I told Haji I was gonna have you on. He goes, he wanted me to ask you a question, right? I don't care. I'll rap. I don't give a shit. He goes, so was there an incident? Because I remember you also writing shit as well, actually online. Was there an incident where was Jordan meant to come over a second time?
Yeah.
And there's something happened there. So obviously you could. I don't have to say this to you, but you don't have to answer. But whatever, yeah. What I wanted to ask you is, what were some of the pet peeves of being a manager? Like, stuff like, your artists getting them in the studio. Was that annoying as well? Was that okay? How much like of an influence did you have on them working? And then number 2, if you want to answer it, like what happened there really with Jordan? Was the money? Was it money? What was going on there?
The first one, as a manager, I'll just go back about the show real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the show, I had 3 rehearsals leading up to the show.
Yeah.
Rehearsal 1 was all the artists meeting each other. Rehearsal 2 was getting the show correct.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be perfect. Number 3 was running the rehearsal like a show. And I had everybody in a WhatsApp group together, and everybody had to. This was a part of, let's say, the contract of being on the show.
Yeah.
Is that we all had to get together on 3 different rehearsals to perfect this, to make the show great. That was me. I had strict rules. You know what I mean? I wasn't just doing something pussyfooting around.
Yeah.
If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. So that was my mentality.
What's your name on it?
Yeah, it's my name on it.
Yeah.
But also, I'm doing this for ye, to make ye great.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah? And I know how to make ye great. Whether I do or not, I believe I do.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with it. And if we're going to go with it, we're going to go 100%. So that was my mentality as a manager and a promoter. Yeah, about artists. So the question about artists getting what was it like getting them in studio and things like that. Well, that was never. So working with someone like Para Pablo, that was never an issue. Para's a fucking poet. The man was constantly writing. Still writes today. He's always writing. He writes some beautiful pieces, man. Honestly, look, so much stuff he's not even released. Like, this man could write a movie, man, and he really is just, he structures everything. It's crazy. Like, Para will just ring me some nights, like, and be like, bro, listen to this, I'm at the writing this. And beautiful. He's really into the art. As an artist, he was really into the art. So getting him to the studio was never an issue. And it's not like I had a hold over him. But I guess if you're the manager, you do want him to perform at a certain level. Dubs had a good relationship with him. I was constantly with Dubs. Getting the studio with him was not hassle. He'd go to the studio. But I guess when me and Dubs were together, I guess we're both a bit mad, you know what I mean? We're fond of going out partying as well. And a bit of a different relationship to me and Para. Me and Para are very close too, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man, just do your best and just try and fucking create a structure. I just try to always create a structure and a game plan as a manager. It was always like, listen, Dubs, listen, Para, I'm doing this. I want you to do this because if we do this, this might open the door for this. And once we open the door for that, this opens the door for that. So I would just plan a way of networking. If we network this to that, it'll get us here, 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 and this is where our plan is to be. And a lot of the time, it would map out exactly how I said to the lads. So when they then have belief in you, when they see something coming through, they will have faith in you. They will listen to you. They will come to you. If you're telling them, giving them false promises, if you tell them you're going to do this, that, and the other, and you don't back it up, that's it. It's simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
You shit talk, they're not going to listen. But if you walk the walk as well as talk the talk, they're going to listen. So I would only say things I meant, I was passionate about, and I had planned. And they would usually go to work. As a manager, I fulfilled all my obligations I set out with my artist. There was none I didn't fulfill. Yeah.
And on the Jordan stuff, what was the gig with that?
I've never discussed this.
Yeah.
I've never discussed this. Well, look, I'll fucking do it on your show.
Listen.
I got asked about it before and I didn't.
Yeah, mad.
Right?
Motion.
So this is the first time.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a mad one.
Let's go.
So, obviously, after the success of the first show, shit was hot. You know, I actually had plans of getting a few artists over. I was in talks with Mist's Mist, the rapper Mist from the UK.
Yes.
I was in talks with his manager, actually in the middle of striking a deal. So I wanted to get Mist over. A couple of other big rappers. I was trying to get in talks with getting Fredo over. So I had big plans. And I was actually I had a middle guy, and he was perfect. He even owned his own radio station and everything in the UK. Big guy. And it's going great. But anyway, long story short, I said, fuck it, I'll do one more show with Jordan. You know? And the first show I got Jordan over, cost a lot of money. Cost a lot of money to get him over. And I made fuck all money from the first show, like, you know. I made something, but it wasn't like major money, and there was a lot of expenses involved. So the fuck all money made, you know. But it created a lot of fucking interest. So the second show, I asked him, just look, take a cut, you know what I mean? I paid him very well the first time. I gave him 10 grand cash for him and Be Real. There's videos of that on social media of me in a hotel taking 10 grand out of a bag cash, and I give it to him and Be Real and his boys. Now he came over with his Be Real and another few DJs, etc. Do you know what I mean? But I gave him 10 grand cash to do the show. It was a lot of money. So I told him to take a cut price for the next one. You know what I mean? Do me a turn back. I'm at to giving you a lot of money here. And I'm at to introducing you to Dublin. You know what I mean? You rock the place.
Yeah.
And people were fucking
And you're getting a fan base from it as well.
And you get a fan base. And this is your first time over here.
Yeah.
And I've done everything. I collected him at the airport. I fucking put him up in a hotel. I fucking got my own hometown barber him to cut his hair. I had him lined up to go on the Talking Bollocks. The lads in the Talking Bollocks was asking me to get him on. I sorted that out. You can ask the lads. I struck that deal, got him on the Talking Bollocks. He fucked that up. I'm not even here to talk bad about the fella, but
you're just giving your thoughts.
But I've got to be honest.
He did. 100%.
The day of the show, he was meant to go on Talking Bollocks that morning. He messed it up. So it kind of made me look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But I did sort that situation out. Anyway, I'd done so much favours for Jordan. I really did, and I was really cool to him. Anyway, long story short, he was due to come over for the next show, and man, he wasn't promoting. He never put up a post about it. People asked him about the show, he wasn't getting back to them, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what's going on here? So I was contacting him. I mean, Jordan were talking regularly on WhatsApp, like voice note, and you know what I mean, every day, 2 days. But he wasn't getting back to me for days on end. But I do know, in hindsight, it's a great thing I said earlier, looking back, in that moment, he was trying to do an album, and he was behind schedule. They gave him a fucking upfront cash and all for this project. He delayed his label to death and all, and he was under massive pressure in the UK in the midst of being under pressure for the show with me. And they kind of had a bit of fucking, maybe it was a contract thing with his social media where he wouldn't let him post other things, but he never really said that, but I believe afterwards I kind of figured that out. So he wasn't posting nothing, and then one day I got on the phone and said, Jordan, listen bro, I said, the tickets aren't going. Because people don't even know you're going. They're just listening to me, and you never said nothing. You know what I mean? And bro, he just started getting smart at me on the phone. He started getting smart at me on the phone. Paco, go fuck yourself and all. Who the fuck do you think you are? I says, listen, Jordan. I says, listen, I'm going to let you away with that. I says, because I believe you're in a bad mood. And I did. I'm an understanding man, right? I knew he was under stress, right? And I liked him. So, listen, I was like, this man's a friend. He'd tell me to go fuck myself. I said, I'm going to leave you away with this. But the second phone call comes, and he basically was giving out big things again. So he said this, that, and the other, and I just told him, I said, I'll break your face. I said, Jordan, I don't know who you think you are talking to me like that. I said, I will leave you dead. I said, I will break your face in. And he was like, I'll smash your head in. He was like, I'll smash your head in this.
This is on the one phone call.
Yes, on the phone call. I said, Jordan, it wouldn't be in the breed of you to bait me. I says, never in your life. I said, if me and you stood man to man in a fight, you are gone in 30 seconds. And that's a fact.
Yeah, 100%.
I know that for a fact. He can't fight and I can fight.
Yeah.
Not that I'm the best in the world, I ain't, but I've got experience.
Yeah.
So I just told him straight up, I ain't letting no man give me cheek.
Yeah,
no matter who he is and think he can get away with it.
Yeah.
So that was it. I just told him I'd smash him up. We had an argument back and forward, and that was it. And game over. I just said, you're out, fuck you.
So the problem wasn't like a money issue, like obviously Aston taking cut,
I
blah.
think
It was more like he wasn't promoting it and
I
stuff.
think it stung him a bit that he took a cut price. Which to me, he was almost obliged to take a cut price because I looked after him so well
100%,
and met fuck all, and I'd done so much for him, you know what I mean? I went down my way. So I think it was a bit of that. He was like, thinking, I'm not going to bother, I'll show up to this. You know, as an artist performing on a show, you have
obligations. Yeah.
You know, you have obligations to promote to a certain degree.
100%.
And he was doing nothing.
100%.
So I just wasn't happy with that, and that's how it ended. It ended up me and him just going to war on the phone.
And the show got cancelled then, did it then, yeah? Got cancelled then.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I will never work with you again.
Yeah.
Don't contact me again, you scumbag. But, after saying all of that, I don't even have beef with the man. Well, saying that, the last time we were on the phone, we were telling each other what way we're going to kill each other.
Yeah.
But me, man, to me, it's just a silly argument on the phone. Still means nothing to me. If he wants to fight, it's no problem. I'll fight him right now. Don't get me wrong. But if he wants to leave the beef for that, man, don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not that deep for me anyway. And I know he was under a lot of pressure at the time. I was under a lot of pressure at the time. And sometimes, just like you and This Is Dublin, people are under a lot of pressure, bro, and there's big things going on social media. Things get heated. And I believe that was the situation.
Yeah, 100, bro. Just one last thing on music, because I want to ask you, because obviously you said you have your ear to the ground. Who do you think, in your opinion, like, there's two questions actually. I wanted to ask you this. I sometimes feel, this is outside looking in, yeah, maybe I could be wrong. The success of artists, gliders and stuff like that, Cello, Officer. Do you feel, and again, it's not race baiting, this is just how I feel sometimes. Do you feel the white Irish lads, there's a bit of something there, jealousy a little bit? Because I feel like that. I don't know why, there's just something about me, I don't know, I just feel like that. I don't know, is it because they don't get enough notice from, I don't know. See, is there a big like following of like white people that follow Irish rap scene like that, in your opinion?
I believe the following has gone stronger for it.
Yeah.
But I do believe there's just a lot of rappers just coming out of nowhere, you know? And
Do you think there's jealousy though?
That's
or a bit of animosity? Because I don't know, it feels weird.
Look,
I don't see enough, like, the way I say that is like, how I feel, sorry for cutting across you, Paco.
Yeah.
Where I feel like that as well, it's like, I don't see enough collaborations, you know what I mean? Like, there's not enough link-ups. Like, do you know what I mean? I like when Dubs and Smiles, they were working together, they work quite well together, but I don't see enough of it. I don't see enough of it.
Yeah, man, I don't know. And this is genuinely.
Yeah, 100.
Because I'm definitely not afraid to answer that
question.
question.
Do you see where I'm coming from, though? A little bit.
Maybe. I don't know about that. Like, like I'll say about Cello, I love Cello. As a person, he's a good guy.
Top man.
Right? But what he represents, I love.
It was birthday yesterday as well. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, happy birthday, Cello. But as an artist and a person, what he represents, and you know, he's been a good person and he's doing good things. I love what he's about, and I also believe he's a very talented artist, and I love the whole Irish thing with him, man. I love the accent, I love the fucking keeping it real. That's authenticity at its fucking best. So I'm a big supporter of Cello for them reasons. I don't know. I actually don't know. I do know that the way rap has gone, you've got to bring something unique and sexy. And maybe there's an awful lot of fucking rappers in this country doing the same old thing, whether it's fucking standing at the corner with two fucking dogs, rapping about selling 50 bags. You know, there's a lot of them guys. You know what I mean? And how many of them can you watch?
The two dogs is too real. It's
Do you
too
get me?
real.
It's too real.
Times, yeah.
So for me, I said something to my brother John earlier on. We were talking about a couple of projects and things I've got lined up, and I told him a couple of my ideas, and he was like, "That's sick." And let's not talk about myself. Just an example here.
Yeah.
I always say, if you're going to do something, try and do something unique, stand out from the rest. When I do something, no matter what it is, like when I've done the music thing, I try to do it different, stand out from the rest. You know, when you do your podcast thing, you try to do something different, stand out from the rest.
Yeah.
You know, if you follow in him, everyone's footsteps and do the exact same thing,
bunched in.
it's going to be hard to get attraction.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Cello's doing something unique. Some of these other lads you're speaking about, if you do something unique in this world, try and stand out and be yourself. Because not every man is a street thug, want to be at the corner. Some people just putting the act on for clout and thinking this is a good thing. I don't know about the animosity thing, but I'll just, in terms of advice, get out there, man. Be your fucking self. Be real. Be authentic. Think unique. That's the only chance you have of making it. Because if you keep following in everyone else's footsteps, you're just going to be behind in the pecking order by a million.
Yeah.
Be yourself, be unique, and get out there, man, and fucking chase that dream.
I love that. So you spoke about, this is your last question. So you spoke about promoting Paco. So what's that look like? What are we doing with Paco? And obviously, so some things you can't get into, fair enough, but like, I see TikTok, your numbers are growing. What, are you on 15K now?
Nearly 15K, but...
Yeah, every time you drop, like, numbers are, the comments, people are like, do you know what I mean?
It's
like,
crazy.
You're fucking hilarious,
man,
bro.
it's crazy.
You're fucking hilarious.
As I said, I'm only recently on TikTok, so the numbers is going fantastic for only being recently on it. But it's me views then. Me views are crazy towards me following. I'm always getting good views, and I thank God I've got some great supporters. Me views are doing big numbers, which is great. I'm in the business of promoting Paco, absolutely. What I'm doing right now, Dongo, is I'm fighting. I've got a fight lined up in the 20th of October. Not a big deal. It's not even worth speaking about. But I've got a fight lined up in late November, early December, potentially in London or Nottingham in England. Bare-knuckle fight. Something I've always wanted to do. I boxed for years. Fell in love with boxing when I fell into that life. And I always wanted to go back. So I'm having a bare-knuckle fight in London. And
you like fighting, eh?
What?
You like this guy. You like, because when I interviewed your brother, it was more like he's more mellow. You like, because I remember even, and I need to say this, that MC Dyson clown. I know you man sorted it out and all that, but I remember I saw that his Instagram. I was gonna go on a little rant, but I remember I was being quiet at the time. I don't know why. I think life was like I was just being quiet. But I remember you went out on fair play, and you don't only go out because what you said about travellers. You also went out on what you said about the black community. So for anyone that doesn't know, there's this guy, he's a social media influencer or whatever. One day, just went on his Instagram. He was out of it, was he? He was out of it on drugs or something, was he?
Yeah.
And you started going for travellers. I'm like, it's like saying the M word, like the hard E, not nigga, the ER, the hard ER. And I started saying, like, calling travellers, like what they call, I don't repeat that, what they call, the derogatory word towards travellers. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this fella? And I remember you had a go with him, and you had a proper go, and you were asking him, here, listen, I'll fight you and all that, blah, blah. You like fight, but I love it though, because he started then trying to get onto your brother, saying, like, your brother's a fool or something like that, blah, blah. And then you had to get, like, John on your Instagram to kind of, like, address him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this fella, man. But now are you gonna get paid for this fight? Are you fighting for money? Yeah, obviously,
I don't fight for free.
Yeah, bare knuckle.
No,
That's
when I
crazy.
say I like fighting, bro, it's me as a person. Like, I already know you as a person as a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, you're at heart. And I don't mean your capabilities and technical abilities or anything like that. As a whole, as a human being, I believe I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
What I've went through in life.
100.
So my spirit is that of a fighter. So just the thoughts of getting in a ring, man over man against another man, bare knuckle, that's it. Under that rule said, I'm not going to lie, it excites me. The thought of the ultimate violence towards each other, man versus man, but at the end of the day, it's fucking respect. We shake hands, we go for a pint afterwards. It fucking excites me.
Love that.
So that's and I'm also in the midst of shooting a documentary with Amazon. So I'm bare knuckle fighting. I got approached one day in the boxing club, just to look really, just in the right place at the right time, and it just happened to be about bare knuckle and mental health. And I'm a traveller, I know bare knuckle, and I've been through mental health problems, and I done an interview with two of them. They were super impressed, and they want to come back out filming me soon. So I'm doing that, and also recently got great news that I could be in a big TV series coming up. Can't mention too much more, but like the parts there, it's written for me and everything. So that will be massive. That will be the biggest thing of me life for sure, without a doubt. Yeah, man. As I said, I'm in the business of promoting El Paco.
Love that.
I'm starting my own TikTok podcast. It's only going to be a TikTok one for now, just for the crack, just for the buzz, man, and just doing something that just interests me, really. I'm also going to start up my own YouTube page and all the same old stuff as well, eventually. And yeah, man, I'm out to get a profile. I'm out to fucking eventually start making money, providing, and fighting, you name it, I'm in, you know. But I'm just in certain things I'm interested in, certain things I'm not. And I'm just going to be me.
Yeah, the highest compliment I could ever pay you, Paco, yeah? It's not that, like, you're the richest, you're the best looking, blah, blah. If anyone was ever to come on my podcast and be on brand on If I Speak, it's this. And even, like, your life, where you've told us the mad thing, what you've been through, and then you now tell us, like, you weren't going to speak about the Amazon, and I appreciate you, because you said you weren't going to speak about it, but the fact that obviously Amazon, we know it's a big thing, and you can go from going through all that, you persevere, you touched on a little bit of faith as well, and you were able to overcome all them hurdles that you've been through in life to be doing this. And your trajectory is just like that, bro. And I see it, bro.
Yeah.
Jamie, your trajectory is just like this, bro. And it's just going to keep on going. And you're a testament to yourself, your community, and your family. And fair play to you. And it's been, actually, this is exactly what, when I'm podcasting, bro, I dream of stuff like this. Because I know the reason why I do this is to impact other people. It's going to impact people in your community, and surely people in my community. And what we're doing here is solidarity. It's a traveller and it's a black man.
It's
beautiful. Having a conversation.
It is beautiful.
And I love it. Fair play to you, bro. And honestly, I really enjoyed this conversation. But how I end the podcast is obviously I let the guests in after me asking you questions for an hour or two. You get to ask me a question. Do you get me? But one question you can't ask me is like what you see yourself in 5 years. Everyone asks that. But just any question you want to ask me, whatever it is, no holds barred, and I have to answer it. Let me shoot ahead, brother.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's all. It was one question only. It's just part of the pod.
Really interesting. I guess the question I would probably ask you is, where did the idea of podcasting come from?
I think this has been asked before, but I'll answer it anyways. Just refresh some people. I'll probably get some people watching from your side that will watch. It was, obviously, I played football. So I remember I was 17, I got my big break. I signed for Shamrock Rovers. So at the time, they had the reserve team. And I was on the reserve team. I signed from Cherry Archer 17, playing in the stadium and stuff like that. Went to America, got a big injury, and I was at crossroads in life, didn't know what I was doing. And then obviously the lockdown came. So then I remember, like, I was watching this guy. So everyone will know PK Humble. He's a big UK influencer. Everyone loves PK.
Oh, yeah.
But he has a mate called Donny. So he was sitting there doing lives every night, you know, just doing Instagram lives. And then he was doing like music competition. And I know artists, like I know Be Humble, I know Trey, I know Smiles Time, Joel. I had a lot of people that I knew. And he was giving away money. At the time I had a few quid, do you know what I mean? Like, so I said, right, he was giving away 500 quid. Now I'm not doing that. I'm fucking like a kid now. But I was like, right, doing music competition. I remember at the time people were jumping on TikToks and all that, blah, blah. I was doing Instagram. And I'm a good talker and stuff like that, blah, blah. And that was beginning me presenting.
Yeah.
Then I remember did the competition. I did 3 seasons of that, giving away money. Then I started doing lives, as in like I'll go on live and just chat. Do you get me? And then I remember KD, like he scouted me or whatever, was interested in me going on his pod. Went on the boys' pod, said what I said, went viral, and here I am today, bro. Do you know what I mean?
One last question.
Talk to me, bro. You get an extra question.
Yeah.
You're Paco.
Of course, it's only natural. I expected that. What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself since season 1 of If I Speak podcast?
I'm adaptable. People think that I'm not. People think that like I'm very stubborn, and I can be very stubborn. But the one thing that if I can criticize myself, if you watch season 1, I'm cutting across people a lot. Like I was trying to make the show, like I was trying to have that viral moment again. That stuck it in was gone again. I was trying to make it funny.
Yeah.
Do you get me? No, go on.
When you said adaptable, I said to myself, I said in my mind, absolutely, you've proven that you now are. Yeah, when you talk about season 1, I remember.
Yeah.
But God, you've proven it.
Yeah, 100%, because it's like, again, you talk about, you have to love the art. We talk about Paro, you have to love the art. I love the art of conversation.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's like, yeah, it's goody, blah, blah, but you bring a guest on, it's about them. Do you know what I mean? Sit back, listen, and then obviously add your points in or whatever. So, yeah, adaptable, 100% definitely. And I've always learned, like, I think the last 2 seasons, I think I found my niche where it's like conversation. You see, like I said, we talked about earlier about Fitzy getting baldy on. For me, it's like you're trying to be viral and trying to, me, I didn't like that because I was just like, you know what I mean? And obviously, I understand where you came from, where you were like, you'd like to get him on sober and get his story. And one day you probably will get him on because you're doing your own podcast and stuff like that. And I'll be looking forward to that. But the way the boys doing it, if I can criticize Fitzy's my guy, but I wasn't feeling that, do you know what I mean, bro? And I feel like for me, it's just having honest, good conversations and inspiring the next generation that are behind. That's my goal for this pod, do you know what I mean? So with that, you have to be adaptable, listen to what people are saying, do you get me? And my family are a big influence on that. Where my sister, 100%, where my sister would be like, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing that. And obviously my friends, people like Ness, Emmy, Simba, Akbar, all of them, they're always giving me pointers, you know what I mean? KD, I always say to KD, I know KD, that guy, don't mind this guy, he has mouth. I always say, K, when I ask him for advice, I'm like, give me the real, do you get me? So listen and being adaptable, because God gave you 1 mouth, 2 ears for a reason, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Very, very true. So, that's a great saying. And I'll just say one thing.
Go ahead.
I think you've improved massively Every person when they start out something, bro, we've all got room to improve on. I think you've improved massively. I think that you're absolutely gone brilliant at your job.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate
this is
that,
a very enjoyable podcast for me personally. This is my fourth one I've done now in the last maybe 6 to 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and this is probably the most enjoyable one. Even the one I done with the girls the other day was brilliant. It was really entertaining and they were lovely as well. But this is really enjoyable. Yeah, great.
Like
job.
a therapy session, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. Love.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep it too long. K has to go as well. Like, share, subscribe. And I'm doing this thing, Paco. Sorry if it does offend you, but Coolock says no. I have to do it. People say I'm a bitch. Coolock says no, bye.